I've been getting some messages from people who, let's just say, don't completely agree with my opinions about CM Punk. Let's get something straight, alright? I'm a CM Punk fan. I have videos on here where I'm wearing a CM Punk t-shirt. I want CM Punk to experience success in wrestling. I'm with you on that. But that doesn't mean I'm going to be defending every single thing that has to do with CM Punk. As always, I'm going to be calling it just like I see it. First of all, CM Punk is way too scrawny to be in the heavyweight division. This guy's even smaller than Edge. Like when they were in the ring together, even Vince McMahon looked so much bigger than CM Punk. It was embarrassing. A while ago, when me and my friend went to Saturday night's main event and CM Punk walked out with the heavyweight title, my friend was in shock. He was like, "That shrimp is the heavyweight champion? That guy?" When Cena fights CM Punk at this upcoming Money in the Bank pay-per-view, take a quick second. Take a look at the size of John Cena's arms. Then look at CM Punk's arms. Take a look at John Cena's physique. Then look at CM Punk's physique. It's embarrassing. Even medium-sized champions like Bret Hart, they look huge compared to CM Punk. CM Punk's out there trying to be all intimidating when it looks like Vince McMahon could kick his ass. You know, in my WrestleMania vid, I said Edge needs to put a shirt on when he wrestles. CM Punk, he needs like a whole winter coat, man. He needs to be wrapped up like an Eskimo. Now, I'm not saying that every wrestler needs to look like Batista, but if you're gonna be in the heavyweight division, you can't look too scrawny either. Second of all, John Cena versus CM Punk, to me, it is filler. It is. Doesn't mean it can't be enjoyable. Bret Hart versus Hakushi was enjoyable. Bret Hart calls it one of his favorite matches. It's one of my favorite matches. But it was filler. It was there to fill a spot of an in-your-house pay-per-view. By the time Survivor Series rolled around, Hakushi was on this throwaway team with Marty Jannetty and Barry Horowitz. I like CM Punk. We all like CM Punk. But I gotta call it like I see it. After WrestleMania, Cena fought Morrison. Then it was R-Truth. Then it's CM Punk. Then it's going to be a bunch of guys after CM Punk. All leading up to The Rock. When Cena went into the ring this last Raw to confront CM Punk, one of the first things he mentions is The Rock. And it's on purpose. This is just a prolonged road to WrestleMania. And guys like CM Punk and R-Truth are just guys along the way. Can't you see that? Even if they extend this feud, even if CM Punk ends up staying with the company and they give him another world title reign and he starts teaming with Vince McMahon or whatever, I think my point still stands. I mean, look at Sheamus. And another thing, didn't John Cena already kick CM Punk's ass on Raw like a while ago? I remember people online complaining about it, about Cena squashing CM Punk. And there was a picture of it on WWE.com of CM Punk being locked in the STFU like, you know. So, why is CM Skinny all of a sudden a challenge now? You know? Shouldn't John Cena grab the microphone and be like, "Hey, yo, sorry, scrawny Pepsi boy, but this feud is a no-go, because you see, I already kicked your ass on Raw like a while ago, so why don't you take your complaining ass and go bother Randy Orton or something?" How could CM Punk respond to that? He couldn't. And people are actually trying to say that CM Punk Cena is the most exciting thing since the Attitude Era? Are you serious? Are you saying that from the Attitude Era all the way till now, the most exciting thing is CM Punk calling Cena a New York Yankee? As ratings soared to 2.9? What about Shawn Michaels confronting Bret Hart? What about Shawn Michaels Hulk Hogan when Shawn Michaels wore the fake Hogan mustache and super kicked fake Larry King off the stage? What about Kurt Angle John Cena? What about Hogan versus Rock? Are you saying that CM Punk mentioning Ring of Honor beats all of that? Are you just blind fanboys? Don't you remember saying the same bullshit about Nexus? Do these phrases sound familiar? Nexus is the greatest thing going on in professional wrestling. Nexus is the most refreshing thing since the Attitude Era. Does that sound familiar? It should, because it's the same bullshit you were saying about Nexus that you're saying about this, while conveniently forgetting you already said about that. You know, like, what are you, like Goldfish, like 2-second memory? What's going on here? recent times, Eric Bischoff's on-screen character, named Eric Bischoff, has feuded with the X Division. Eric Bischoff has dismissed the X Division as nothing but crap. I'm here to say, I agree. It is crap. Because in my opinion, not only does the X Division seem to carry very limited appeal beyond the fanboys, it's also arguably causing as much damage to wrestling as the WWE PG era is. I have 2 points to support this opinion. First of all, the X Division title has no place in TNA. Let's look at some other promotions. In the UFC, it's divided into weight classes. To be the number 1 guy, you qualify for a weight class and beat the champion. Simple as that. In the WWF, you had your world title, who's the number 1 guy, and then you had the Intercontinental title, who's pretty much the number 2 guy. Wrestlers climbed the ladder through the Intercontinental title to the world title. It was very clear. Simple as that. The frameworks for these titles were very clear. Now what the hell is the X Division? Where does it belong? TNA likes to say it's not about weight classes, it's about attitude. What the hell does that mean? What it means, what they're trying to communicate, is that it's going to be one of those over-coordinated ballerina matches. But think about it for a second. If wrestling was real, how the hell does a promotion know what type of match it's going to be? The only way a promotion can predict what type of match it's going to be is if the wrestlers agreed to wrestle that type of match beforehand, because wrestling's fake. You're advertising that wrestling's fake. A promotion should base its titles off weight classes and or hierarchy. That's it. You can't base a title off a type of match. It's like having a high flyers title, or a brawlers title, or a technical wrestlers title. If wrestling's real, you can't predict what kind of attitude the match is going to have. What if a high flyer decides he's going to keep it on the ground this match? What if a brawler decides to go airborne? You can't predict. Having a title based off a type of match is basically a huge flashing sign saying, we're fake, we're fake. The existence of the X Division title kills believability and breaks suspension of disbelief. Second of all, I question the value of all these ballerina matches. I mean, yeah, you got some matches like the Austin Aries match at Destination X, which I thought was fantastic, but then you have all these other ones, like Sabin versus Shelley, where they're hopping and skipping and swinging, and it looks like they're figure skating. Disney on Ice. You know, I almost expected Sabin to lift Shelley up as they skate by the crowd. This is wrestling. This is wrestling. Don't you want your matches to actually look like fights? I mean, we talk about how the WWE has moved too far away from wrestling, but when an X Division match crosses the line into looking blatantly fake, doesn't that compromise wrestling as well? Alright, let's get something straight. Back in the day, you had guys like Shawn Michaels, the Macho Man, Ricky Steamboat. Oh, come on. Oh, come on, what are you doing here, man? Generation me. Go away, man.
Hey, yo, B.S. Bauer. You gonna listen to me? Cause
I am the future of TNA. And as the future of TNA, I do not appreciate you calling CM Punk scrawny, alright? See, you just living in the past, man. People today, they don't want their wrestlers to look strong. They want their wrestlers to look like me. Look right here. Face it, live with it. This right here is the new look of professional wrestling. So what do you have to say about that? Get out of here, stupid cartwheeling Cabbage Patch Kid. Whew. Where was I? Oh yeah, high-flying matches. Let's get something straight, alright? The X Division does not define high-flying matches. You had guys like Shawn Michaels, the Macho Man, Ricky Steamboat, and RVD that were tearing it up before there even was an X Division. And they were doing it in these badass matches that I would take over the X Division any day. I remember when Shawn Michaels was going to fight the British Bulldog on Raw. I was so excited for that match that I thought about it all day, couldn't sleep that night, then thought about it all day in school the next day, all the way up until the show. Why? Because I knew it was going to be this badass, high-flying, high-impact match featuring two of the biggest stars in professional wrestling. Why do we need this ballerina figure skating crap when we had guys like the British Bulldog, who unlike CM Punk was this huge guy, but was like doing flips in the ring in combination with high-impact power slams? Wouldn't you rather have your matches with people like that? Wouldn't you rather have matches that actually look like legitimate fights? The X Division has talent. It's got guys like Kazarian and Austin Aries. But why relegate them to some stupid division? Why not just have them in the regular division, like Shawn Michaels and the British Bulldog? Instead of Austin Aries versus some ballerina chasing some big plastic X, why not Austin Aries versus Kurt Angle chasing the world title just like everybody else? Doesn't that sound better? Eliminate the X Division, cut the ballerina crap, extract the talent, and put them in the regular division.